Hey, hello everyone. How are you today? It is good to be back here for a little vinyl quickie type of video, showing you some finds, and it had been, I think, just over a month since I'd done a vinyl dig, because life just got real busy and I had to get to other things. After about a month or so, it felt good to dig for records again. I almost forgot how much joy I get just from going through records and looking at them and reading them and deciding what records are coming home with me. I forgot how much I loved it and missed it, to be honest with you. I mean, even though it's only been about a month, it felt longer. So it was fun to dig again. So I pulled I got a small stack of records. I didn't buy a lot, but I bought some really cool stuff. So let me show it to you. We're going to start off with the Cult. This is the 30th anniversary pressing of Sonic Temple, because it says so in this sticker, and hype stickers never lie. So there we go. 30th anniversary pressing. I was hoping it would be like a remaster. It doesn't really sound like one, but there's some extra tracks on here that are pretty cool. This is a 2-record set, and I already had this album on vinyl in my collection. I had a real old used one, so I didn't know how much I need this, but this looks so cool on the shelf with that hype sticker I showed you that I couldn't resist it. And this one's a gatefold. Mine wasn't. My old one's not a gatefold. In fact, it's on one album. This is a 2-record set, like I said. Cool picture of the band there. And it's a cool collection. I really like it, and it sounds great. I'm assuming it's probably a remaster, but it doesn't say that anywhere on the album, on the packaging. But here is the label. Really cool looking label too, and this album, like I said, sounds so good. So good on my turntable. It booms. It sounds great. I would swear it's a remaster, but I don't know. But such a good album, such great songs. The band really sounds good on this record, and I still can't believe this record's 30 years old. It just seems like yesterday I was watching TV and the video for Firewoman came on, and I was watching it for the first time. And I remember being just blown away by that song, and I've been a fan of that song ever since. I know I don't talk about the Cult much or at all in my videos, but I'm just a big fan of this album. I don't really have all their records, but I love this album. And it has an acoustic version of Edie on it, and a New York City rock mix version of Firewoman, which is on the second record. There are extras. And I don't remember if this was on the original. On the original pressing, probably not, but there's a song here called Messing Up the Blues, which is the Cult trying to sound like a blues band. Interesting to listen, I'll give it that, but otherwise a great album, classic album, and I always love that cover too. Oh man, great song. I think my band's going to learn Firewoman. We're going to start playing it in the bars. That'd be a good treat, because that's a song that really doesn't get covered very often, so hopefully we'll learn it and play it for people. But the Cult Sonic Temple, so glad I have the anniversary pressing of that. I bought this next record out of curiosity, because I wasn't going to buy it at first, but I kept staring at it and I figured, what the hell. And it's Prince, the Originals. I believe that's what it's called. Yeah, Prince Originals. Basically, these are the songs that Prince wrote for other people, but these are the demos with his singing and playing on it. Songs like Jungle Love and Manic Monday and Glamorous Life, Gigolos Get Lonely Too, Nothing Compares to You. Originally I wasn't going to get this because when it first came out, I really honestly wasn't that interested. It sounded like a cool collection of songs, but I wouldn't say I was drawn to it. And here's the gatefold, what it looks like. So I'm out there shopping, and I see it in the record store, and I just thought, you know what, it might be a good idea to pick this up, and more or less out of curiosity, even though you can hear a lot of these songs on YouTube. There's a label. It's still a really cool collection to have. I'm actually glad I pull the trigger on it. I don't know how often I'll listen to this, but I do like having it. And and let me see if I can get out. This is actually the original insert. There's the original insert. So there we go. So I was just curious to see how his voice sounded on these songs, especially Manic Monday and the Time songs like Jungle Love and Gigolos Get Lonely Too. It sounds pretty cool, and it just makes you realize how great of a writer he. I already knew he was a great writer, but just it's just proof that the guy was just a unique talent. Unique talent. God, is he missed. He is very missed, and this was a good collection of songs to have in my collection. I actually do like this a lot. Like I said, I don't know how often I'll listen to it, but what I did hear on this 2-record set, I really, really liked. So Prince Originals. If you're a diehard Prince fan, I'm sure it's already in your collection, but it's just interesting to hear his voice on those songs that you're used to hearing from other artists. So, God, he's a good writer. I'm so jealous of his writing. Alright, the next one up is the new record from the band Berlin, Transcendence. I saw Berlin in concert recently, August 11th. They were touring they opened for OMD and the B-52s. And that was a perfect evening of music, if you're an 80s fan like me. It was a great time. So they were the first band to play on that 3-band bill. And they played 2 songs from this album. This is their brand new album. And there are 3 of the original members there. Anyway, they played 2 songs on this album live when I saw them. It was a song, I Want You, and the title track, Transcendence. And I thought both those songs sounded really good live. So I was curious to see what the rest of the album would sound like, because I had not heard any of those songs. They didn't play them live, except the 2 I mentioned. And this is, like the Hype Sticker says, this is a limited edition pink vinyl. Supposedly there's 500 copies in existence, but here's what it looks like. Really nice looking record. Gorgeous. Anyway, the band sounded a great concert. The 2 songs they played from this album sounded great also. So I decided, also seeing on the Hype Sticker, this was a limited edition pressing. I thought, what the hell? I'll take a chance on the record. I ended up really liking what I heard on this album. Besides the 2 songs I already knew, the rest of the songs were really good. And so I enjoy listening to this album. I'm glad I bought it. They remade an old Berlin song from the 80s. The song Sex is redone on here, and it's redone very well. Actually, like the new version compared to the old version. Usually it's the other way around. But I actually prefer the new version of Sex to the old one, so they did a real good job on that remake. So a really fun record to have, really energetic. Some good ballads on here too. Terry Nunn's voice, her voice has just gotten better and stronger with time. She is an amazing singer. Besides being gorgeous, she really has a powerhouse of a voice, and she really shows it on the songs in this album. I mean, there's some fast track, uplift, dancey tracks, and kind of hard rock, kind of rockish tracks, and some really good ballads, and she really shows different sides of her voice. I mean, she's a great talent. So glad I saw him live. So glad I have the new album. And speaking of a female singer with just an amazing voice, I got Annie Lennox, Diva. This is a reissue, of course. I remember 2 songs from this album: the song "Why" and "Walking on Broken Glass." "Walking on Broken Glass." Getting tongue-tied. So I remember those 2 songs from this album. I don't remember what the rest of it sounded like, so it was almost a blind buy. And I really love what I hear on this album. This is a great album. Number one, lately I've been getting to a lot of the Eurythmics albums and singles and buying them up. So I wanted to grab one of her solo records, so I thought I would start with Diva, and I'm glad I did. I love this album. It's such a great album. And her voice sounds heavenly on this thing, on every track. I mean, she just sounds great on every song. I love spinning this album. I just love her style, and her voice has so much range and power. It's just so fun to listen to. And I really dig the songwriting on this album too. There's some really good songs on here. And in a way, this was kind of a blind buy. Like I said, I only knew 2 songs, but the rest of the album just sounded great to me. And I'm just been having a ball collecting the Eurythmics albums, now her solo record. And of course, I think Medusa will probably be the next one I get from her. And maybe some more Eurythmics, because I really am a big fan of her voice. She just has such a good voice. So real glad I picked up Diva. All right. And the next one up is the B-52s live Rockin' Rockets 1998. This is a live record, 2-record set. Like I said earlier, I saw Berlin, OMD, and the B-52s. B-52s were the headliners. I've never been that big of a B-52s fan. I do like Rock Lobster and My Private Idaho. My favorite song from them is Rome. I really love that song. Love Shack, I could take it or leave it. So when I saw them live, they were the headliners. I was really there for OMD in Berlin because I'm big fans of those bands and just know who they are, B-52s. But I figured, what the heck, I paid for the ticket. It's a fun crowd, because there really was a fun crowd. Everybody was super into all 3 bands, and I thought, what the hell, I'm having a great time. Just stick around, maybe catch their set when they come off encore. Maybe I can get to the car and get out of the parking lot before anybody else. But bass sounded so, B-52 sounded so good live. I had a great time watching. It was a fun show. I was into every song they played, even Love Shack, which is really not my favorite song. So, and they're just a great party band, and it was so. I had a great time just experiencing their live set, and made me want to buy this album. It has a lot of the songs that I like, Planet Claire, Private Idaho, Channel Z, Dance This Mess Around, Rome is on here, Love Shack, and of course Rock Lobster, and some other ones as well. This is a great live record too. It really captures kind of the energy you get from their shows. It sounded like it was a fun show back in 1998, and really glad I bought this album. Like I said, 2-record set. Here, this is the insert. There is the label, and the back side, of course, is white. So really nice packaging. And really love listening to this. It's a fun album to spin on a Friday, Saturday night after you had a few. And yeah, I really enjoy this album. So really good live album from B-52s. Brings back the memories of seeing them live. That was such a good show, and I had a blast seeing them. It was one of my favorite shows for the summer. That and Howard Jones. So nothing but 80s bands for the summer. All right, here we are. Another live record. And this is one I've had my eye on for a while, but finally pulled the trigger on it. It's from Steve Winwood, Greatest Hits Live. Such a great album. I love Steve Winwood. I love his voice. He is an awesome talent himself. And so I've been eyeballing this for a while and finally pulled the trigger on it. It is a 4 LP set of this. Well, I'll show you what. It's a tri-gatefold, but this is how it opens up at first, and then this part opens up to reveal some band photos and pictures of Steve Winwood. Really good stuff. And this, like I said, pretty much every song you'd hope to hear from a live record from Stevie Winwood, so all the hits are there. And all the labels look alike, so I'll just show you this one. He has a really solid band. They do some extended solos and little jams in the songs. It's just an extraordinary live record. It sounds great. It's really mixed well. I really love the way this is mixed. There's the song listing if you're curious. You can kind of pause the video and read through that. But yeah, all the great ones are there. Opens with I'm a Man, really great version of that. Can't Find My Way Home is in here. Back in the High Life again. Higher Love, Dear Mr. Fantasy, Give Me Some Loving, just to name a few. When You See a Chance, Arc of a Diver, Freedom Overspill, Roll With It, all the songs you'd want to hear, they're on here. So such a great live record, and like I said, it is mixed really well. You get a great mix of the entire band. You can hear almost the little details in the music. It is a fantastic record to have, and so if you're just even a casual fan of Steve Winwood, you will love this album. Such a great, I mean, it's such a great album. It's hard to get through the whole thing because, like I said, it's a 4-record set. You have to do it in stages, I guess. That's a lot of music to sit through, but it's worth it because every record sounds fantastic. So I'm really happy I finally pulled the trigger on this Steve Winwood live record. Such a good collection. I'm so happy I'm putting this in the collection. You don't know. You just don't know. Alright, last one is a 12-inch single. I just wanted to see what was up with this because I saw the cover and thought, It's from Tears for Fears, Everybody Wants to Run the World. And I guess that was a charity at the time, Sport Aid. Basically, it makes up Everyone Wants to Rule the World, except they just inserted the word run. And it's just basically a mix of that song with them just repeating that line over and over and over. It's a fun mix and something kind of rare. I've never seen this before. I don't recall this ever being played in the 80s. If they did play it a lot, I missed it. And let me just show you the label. There's the custom label, which is the same as the front cover artwork and all the listing stuff. Just a cool thing to have if you're an 80s fan or a fan of the song or a fan of the band. It's something kind of rare. I've never seen it before, and I don't know exactly how rare it is, but it just looks like a rare item. Fun thing, of course, it's not gonna get many spins from me, but it's just a cool thing to have because I like the song so much. So yeah, there we go. Tears for Fears. Everybody Wants to Run the World. Alright, that's gonna do it for this little stack here of records. I got some more other albums that I will show in a later video. That'll be a fun one. Anyway, hope everyone's well. Leave me some comments, and as always, we'll get a little chat going. All right, see you in the next video. Take care.